Hello and welcome to the video version of my journal. I'm Stephanie Rivers. If you had a neighbor who asked you for money and you knew that neighbor was going to spend that money on illegal drugs instead of on food, clothing, and other necessities, would you give that neighbor money anyway, or would you just keep it in your pocket? Well, I don't spend my money on illegal drugs, so I wouldn't want to give it to someone who's going to spend it on illegal drugs either. So when I heard about Florida Governor Rick Scott's new law that requires residents on public assistance to submit to drug tests, I can understand his reasoning for it. You see, Florida is just like a dozen other states in the country. It has more people receiving public assistance than it has money to support them. Other than raising taxes on the overtaxed and cutting budgets and cutting salaries on the underpaid, what other options do governors and state legislators have? The new law, which went into effect on July 1st, requires Floridians who want to receive money from the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families program to take mandatory drug tests. Applicants have to pay for their own test, but if they pass the test, they get refunded. If they fail the test, they have to wait a year before they can take another test, so they're suspended from the program for a whole year. A second failed test will result in a 3-year ban. The TANF program is a 4-year program anyway, so essentially 2 failed tests would phase that person out of the program. Some critics say the new law will only hurt children who need the money, but parents who fail the drug test can assign another adult to receive the benefits for their children, but that person who is receiving the money on their behalf also has to pass the drug test. TANF recipients receive up to $300 a month for a maximum of 4 years. Although a drug test seems like a lot to ask of somebody who's only going to get up to $300 a month at best, millions of dollars in state and federal taxes fund that program. So it's only fair that if low-income families want to receive public assistance, that they expect to give up some of their privacy and be held accountable for their behavior with the money that they receive. But if only one segment of the population, the people who are on public aid assistance, is forced to do the mandatory drug testing, it would only add to the marginalization of the poor, and it would confirm what critics are saying, that it's really not about the money, it's about who's receiving the money. So just to make sure that Governor Scott's intentions are legitimate, why not require recipients of Medicaid and other state-sponsored programs to also get drug tested, including law enforcement and fire and rescue workers? I mean, they get paid through tax revenues too, right? And since most people have to pass a drug test to get hired these days anyway, there should be no reason for them to object, that is, unless they have something to hide. To find out more about the things that I care about, go to the written version of my journal. It's at eurweb.com. Thanks and have a super day.